This is Advanced Math Unit 12 Group Quiz Help. So I'm going to go over a few of them from the first page and the back page. Number 2 is where I'm starting, and it gives you that log base 7 of 2 equals A, and log base 7 of 3 equals B. Express your answers. Express the following in terms of A and B. Okay, whenever you're dealing with these, remember there's always the should know. So I'm going to add it here. Now, usually we do log base 10 of 10 equals 1, but this is not base 10 that we're using. This is base 7. So log base 7 of 7 equals 1. Make sense? 7 to the first power is 7, so this is true. So I'm going to try to get 98 to 2 and or 3 and or 7. Any combination of those. Remember, we can use multiplication, division, or exponents. Okay, so I am going to get 98. I'm just going to break it down. Can I divide by 2 or 3 of 7 or 7? Well, I know I can at least divide by 2 because it's even. So 98 divided by 2 is 49, which is good because I can divide that by 7 and 7. So log base 7 of 2 times 7 times 7. 2 times 7 times 7 is 98, and I'm using multiplication using 2 and 7, and I said I can use any combination of 2, 3, and 7. Okay, now your choice. You can bring that up as 7 squared. I'm going to leave it as 7 times 7. Now you have to use your log laws. If you plug in right now and put 2 times 1 times 1, that is wrong, because there is no 2 times 7 times 7 up here. It's log base 7 of 2 separated, so you will have to separate. And I'll let you finish from there. Okay, next one is number 5. On number 5, you're solving for x. Where is your variable? If your variable is an exponent, that's the one where you take the log of both sides. Log of 6 raised to the 2x minus 3 equals log of 7,000. And the whole reason we do that is to bring this exponent down. Now typically our exponent has been pretty basic, like 2 or 2x or 3x or 3x minus or 3x whatever, but it's usually not 2x minus 3. At least we haven't seen that many. So 2x minus 3, I'm going to put in parentheses, times log of 6 equals log of 7,000. Okay, now 2x minus 3 comes down, and I put it in parentheses because it's that whole thing times log of 6. Now I am going to divide both sides by log of 6. Now I'm not going to take you too much further. 2x minus 3 equals a decimal. You have to figure out what this decimal is. You type in your calculator log of 7,000, close parentheses, divide log of 6. You get a long decimal. Do not clear it from your calculator. And then you're just going to solve for x. Add 3, divide 2, and you get your answer. All right. Next one, number 6. The x is not a variable anymore. I'm sorry, the x is not an exponent anymore. But I have a log, and I want to get rid of the log. So you have two choices to get rid of a log: wrap around or drop the log. Which one is this? This is wrap around because there's a log only on one side. So x to the 4/5 power equals 81. Now, we haven't done a lot of these. We've done some, but not a lot. But you've done these back since Math 2. What do you do to both? Oh, I'm sorry, Math 3. What do you do to both sides to undo the exponent? You raise both sides to the reciprocal power, 5/4. And you do that because 4/5 times 5/4, a power to a power, you multiply. They undo each other. And you can figure that out. You can plug it in your calculator, or you can rewrite it like this, your choice. All in all, you're going to work it out. Now, I put an arrow here. This is similar to this one here, so I'll start you off. X minus 4 raised to the 2/3 equals 25. Now, do you add 4 first, or do you raise to the reciprocal power first? You would raise to the reciprocal power. So you'd raise both sides to the 3/2 and then get a number and then add your 4. Okay, number 7. I'm solving for x, and like number 5, the x is an exponent, which means I'm going to have to log both sides. In this case, I'm going to ln both sides. But before I do that, you'll have to subtract the 5 first. E raised to the 2 plus x equals 85. And then you ln both sides and bring your exponent down. All right. And when you bring your exponent down, after it comes down, remember ln of e is 1, so that ln of e is gone. So you have 2 plus x equals ln of 85, decimal in your calculator, get x by itself. Okay, moving on. I am going to go to the back page and do number 11. 11's kind of tricky. Now I'm hoping you at least look at it and recognize, oh, it looks kind of like those U substitution problems we've been doing since the beginning of this unit. It is. Only thing is they look different. So I'm going to rewrite this one as 2 to the x squared. Now, 2 to the x squared is the same as 2 to the 2x because you multiply powers. X times 2 is 2x. All right, so I'm going to let u equal 2 to the x u squared minus 8u plus 12 equals 0. A lot of kids will write this as 8.u and it freaks them out. It's the same as just 8u. 8.u, 8 times u is just 8u. Okay, so this is a double bubble problem. And I'm assuming you guys can all factor this on your own, but I am going to take you further, and there is a reason why. So when you go further, you get minus 6 minus 2. And then I'm going to plug back in. 2 to the x equals 6. 2 to the x equals 2. And here's why I'm taking you further. This one's pretty easy. 2 to what power is 2? 1. They're the same base. X equals 1. This one, there's no way to get 6 to a base of 2. So what do? If your variable is an exponent, you want to bring it down, but you can't bring it down without a log, so you take the log of both sides, and you can finish from there. Bring the exponent down, divide by log 2, plug it in your calculator, and you get a decimal here and 1 here, so you do have 2 answers. Okay, moving on. Number 12. How much money needs to be invested at 9% interest compounded semi-annually for 20 years to reach a value of $50,000? Okay. Be accurate to the nearest penny. Now, because we're compounding semi-annually, it's not compounded continuously, we're using the longer formula. Now remember, those formulas would be given to you if we were in the classroom and taking this quiz or the test. You wouldn't have to memorize it. This would be given to you. A equals P times parentheses 1 plus R over N raised to the NT. You just would need to know what everything stands for. P is the initial amount. How much money needs to be invested? That's what we're looking for. So we don't know P. R is the rate, 9%, so 0.09. Compounded semi-annually. That's N. N is the number of times compounded. Semi-annually means twice a year. 20 years, that means T is 20, to reach a value of 50,000. A is the ending amount. If we want to reach 50,000, that's how much we want at the end, so 50,000. And you just plug everything in. So I would have 50,000 equals P we don't know, parentheses 1 plus 0.09 over N, which is 2, raised to the NT, so 2 times 20. 5,000, is it 5,000 or 50,000? 50,000. 50,000 equals P. Plug this in your calculator. You end up with 1.045 raised to the 40th power. Now, P is just a regular old P. It's not an exponent, it's not a base, it's not in a log, it's just there. So what are you going to do? You're going to plug this in your calculator. The 1.045 raised to the 40th power. Leave it in the long decimal, do not reduce it, and then divide that long decimal over to the other side. So you're going to divide that number, and you'll hit 50,000 divide by second answer, because you would have had that long decimal in your calculator already to get your answer. All right. How much time is needed for an initial investment to triple in value if it is invested at 7% compounded continuously? That's the PERT. You would need to know when to use each one and what things stand for. How much time is needed? We don't know the time. For an investment to triple in value, 7%. So R is 0.07. No, they didn't give us the initial or the ending, but they told us we want to triple. So remember, initial is 1. In this case, ending is 3. If it's a double, the ending would be 2. If it's a quadruple, the ending would be 4. The initial would still always be 1. Well, they don't give you initial or ending, but they tell you want to double or triple or quadruple. You put 1 for P and A for 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it's asking. All right, you just plug it all in. 3 equals 1 e raised to the 0.07 t is what we're looking for. All right, divide by 1, and you guys can finish from there. Remember, what do you do when your variable is an exponent? You want to bring it down, and you cannot bring it down the way it is. You have to do something to both sides. And I'll let you guys finish from there. Remember, you can phone a friend, get some help from each other. Get this done. I hope this helped. That's it for this section.